Feeling pretty good. Warm-up is gonna be an interesting process. My leg is kind of like cramped from a couple of hard days of climbing, so I'm gonna try out a new trick. All the French folks, they put up a fan against this hold, and they use like a stick system, and my brain is just too thick to understand how that works. So I'm gonna try something out using this. It's actually kind of funny. Like my chalk bag has a little nut, and there's like a couple of holes up here. So we're gonna try to get it in and see if we can hang the thing from the rock instead. Yeah, like. Oh yeah, that's a bomber. I'd fall on that. Let's see if we can get it to stick as well. Holy crap, this is so genius. I'll have to find a way to, like, I don't know, maybe put like a stick that's just holding it straight here. But seriously, this actually works. And this is like half of projecting. You just figure out all of these super dumb things, you know, like tricks, hacks, if you will. Definitely one of them. Okay. So if we're warming up, generally speaking, I don't do much of a warm-up when I'm outdoors. I usually try and like do like light moves on the boulder that I'm actually working on. So I'm trying to not pull like 100%, I'm doing like 50% to start. And then once I get warmer and warmer, I push more and more. And I think of it kind of as if you're warming up for squats. Like you're not supposed to do, you know, like this to warm up for squats. You do light squats and then you increase the load as you go. And I try to approach climbing in a similar fashion. Like you go lighter first and then you increase the load slowly as you progress through your session. I think it's just a great way to warm up overall, unless you're incapable of like managing how hard you're pulling. So if you accidentally go like 100% right off the bat, then it's better to warm up with other things, other ways. But for me, that works really well. Okay, pretty decent. Like this last cut loose move from this hold is like a minor crux, so I want to be a little bit warmer before I try hard there. But those two moves, the slaps, they feel okay, so we're on to a good start. The goal for today, as I mentioned earlier, is to work down like the details to link the climb together, which would be to go from this compression up to here and into the crimp. So if I can do that this session, it's kind of like game on this boulder. That was good. That was really good. So compared to the last session, I've made a bit of progress. Like I stuck this sequence into the top hold on the first go. So I'll just move over to the real goal of the session. Big move, slap the sloper, work my feet around. I think my approach will be to do like one attempt a minute or so. So like quite rapid fire to see if I can figure out details quickly. Decent. I never can fully figure out like how to get the height. Like when I get to this hold, because I can do it starting from here every time, get the heel up, go to the crimp. But the thing is, when you add a move to it and you have to reposition yourself, it's just something that's a little bit off in terms of where your back is. No, fuck that. All right, I'm just gonna pull my trick out of the bag. which is to try really, really hard. Oh yes! Trying harder was definitely better. I felt it more that time. I don't know if you can tell really, but it's like the tension that needs to go through the legs was like just more present, I guess, so that I can start relieving the tension of the left arm. So basically the low hand here, the reason it's so hard for me to move up to the crimp is that once I hit the sloper, all the tension starts like going downwards through this arm to keep me on the wall. And I had to transfer that weight over to the feet, which is just this really weird process that I can't really place my finger on. I think you need more intuition as a climber than I do, and it's just like, you just gotta go for it. But I definitely felt a lot of improvement there. So I'll give that another attempt of like trying really freaking hard and see if that's the key. Okay, I think I figured something out. Micro details that might make a big difference. I've always been like pinching the left hand because there's this like small thing for your thumb, and I tried just kind of dragging on it, and it gave me way more control. So despite the fact that I hit this one pretty poorly, I still felt like I could have pushed through a little bit. So I think if I do that more efficiently with a 3-finger drag instead of the pinch, then we might be onto something. The thing a lot of people don't realize about this climb is that it's actually a crimp boulder disguised as a compression climb, because this hold is so specific if you grab it back 3 crimp or like higher up. And the 3-finger crimp is like a lot better for the move after, but it's just pure finger strength and like not that like wrist stability type thing that I'm more akin to. So I kind of have to decide if I want to take the worst hold, which is like a sloper, and just do back 2, or commit to the crimp. I think with the crimp I might need a little bit more finger strength to be able to like pull through. Maybe I put my heel a little bit lower, which I think gave me a little bit more connection on this hold. Downside of the low heel is that you're put more, like you're closer to the wall, which doesn't leave you with the room to really disengage your arms and get like out further from the wall. But I think I'll try it one more time because it was definitely like better than the previous one. See, this is the thing that drives you a bit mad on this boulder. Now, I was like, I didn't get the right hand well enough. I felt like moving my feet wouldn't work. So I just put up a double heel and then flipped to the toe. And now this actually worked, which it never has in the past. And I'm like, oh, maybe this is the way I should go. Because it was actually pretty freaking good. So I'll definitely give that another attempt, the double heel. Because for sure, if I can do that, it's by far the best method. It's just that I've always thought that it requires a certain type of flexibility that I don't really have. So yeah, definitely double heel hook again and see if that makes a difference, if I can work that out. That's so weird. Like that was pretty good actually, but... And it's like, I do have the hold exactly as I want to have it, that way. It's just like my flexibility didn't fully allow me to get the heel up. So I had it like floating just below the area where I need it. Yes! Okay. It does need a bit of explanation, but I've combined everything I've learned today. And that made me get to the crimp and like really almost stick it. It's still hard, it still requires a lot out of me. But I go for the 3-finger back 3 here, which is crucial to like be able to engage on the heel after. I put up the low toe hook to adjust the right foot into a press. So I'm like, so a toe hook, you know, is pulling like this, right? And it looks like I'm toe hooking when I'm putting up the left heel hook, but it's not actually what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm pressing against the side of the shoe to like pull up my hips, which allows me to disengage my arms a little bit. And lastly, I didn't have the pinch for the left hand again. I had it open. And you know, that combination, those three together, gave me so much more control throughout this foot sequence that I got the heel well. And the difference between me not sticking the move and sticking it was like that big. So I do think if I try hard and climb well, the next attempt I could maybe finally get this link done and like level up on this boulder and get to the last step of trying to complete it. But there's still a few lessons left to be learned, I think, with the sequence. So I'm gonna make sure I have those dialed in before I, you know, get ahead of myself. Yes! Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. That was good. A couple of small things. Once I make this link, it's just so game on. And that, like, not almost sticking it twice in a row, and I think the third time now will be even better, just means that it's like, yeah, it's time to go. So naturally I'm quite psyched. I think it's just, you know, because this boulder has been on my mind for so many years. And ironically, it's probably the boulder I'm the least nervous I've been in a long, long time. Like, I have zero emotions that are like, oh shit, how's it gonna go? Am I gonna do it this trip? Because it's just like a climb that's for when I do it. And it's kind of a nice process to not have the mentality of like, oh, I have to climb it now. Shit, there's like, I only have a few weeks, weather's kind of shaky, how's it gonna go? You know, it happens when it happens, and the progression that's there every session is still there every session. So for now, it's just, yeah, mega psych. Fuck yes! Oh, it's so good. So psyched, like 3 times in a row. Because, you know, okay, I haven't stuck it yet, but I've only gotten closer and closer. The thing is, I know that I'm a lot more physically capable than I've been in the past on this climb. Just stronger overall, you know? And like that confidence, because I feel it in every move. Like, none of the moves are that hard for me. They're just very, very difficult now. But in the past, they've been both hard and difficult. So I have the strength for it now. I just need the brains, you know? Which is kind of sick, because that's just training. Or no, wait, no, that's the wrong one. No, that's just working on it until it's done. So just enjoying the process. See, I don't have the brains, as I mentioned. Oh, I need to rest a bit more, I think. My left tit is definitely feeling it. I will say though, this like minor progression that I've made, that might look small to the naked eye, is major to me. And it's like a beacon of motivation in a way, you know? And I think a lot of people should search for that more in their training and just, you know, in climbing, in life, I guess. Like minor steps that give you more than you might imagine. For me, this is for sure, you know, the best I could ask for, and I'm mega psyched. And I know some people might be like, oh, I couldn't complete the climb. Oh, it's so hard still. And it's like, yeah, this is hard for sure. And I have no idea how close I could possibly be on it. But it doesn't really matter as long as you're like progressing in the small steps, because you're always like competing with yourself, right? Like that's what I'm trying to do anyways, trying to win over my previous myself. And this is like for sure that, like, I'm learning stuff. I'm becoming a better climber by just going through this process. And I think everyone can if they just, you know, allow themselves to. Okay, time to go. Fuck. All right, so that was the last session we filmed on the boulder. There were a couple of reasons why. Starting off, the conditions weren't amazing. There was quite a bit of rain. I also decided to climb some other stuff and, you know, get more of a variety. So I wanted to climb one boulder, like a hard boulder, in between every session on the big island, which was great for me, helped my psych a lot. But then lastly, we had some issues with an Airbnb that caused a couple of days to go away, as well as people kind of tossing water to clean up the boulder, which is partly a good thing, but this was done just to improve their grip on the next session. So I ended up like going to the boulder and then having to leave right away. So, but regardless, I had more sessions on it and they actually went fantastically. I think I had 2 more sessions, and I ended up doing it in the like very big overlapping links, and also started doing some actual red point attempts. But unfortunately, that wasn't before it was a little bit too late, and I couldn't quite make it happen. So I think I have the strength for it. I need to train a little bit more, like be a little bit more flexible, and then I think it might be time to actually start trying to do the big island, but that'll be later on in the future. But for now, I'm just gonna train a ton and get strong. So wish me luck with that, people, and I'll see you in the future.